Hello and welcome to the latest episode of Cooking with Magic. I am Lee, your Shaggy TA. As always, please subscribe, share, comment, like, all that stuff so that we can spread the word about the show. So today we're going to be doing two things. We're going to be doing French onion soup and the Croque Monsieur, which is basically like a fancy grilled cheese sandwich. It's one of the few restaurants that offers quick service and table service. So for breakfast and lunch, it's quick service. You order at the counter or via your mobile app, etc., etc. And then for dinner, you eat in a different part of the restaurant, the West Wing, and it is full service, table service restaurant. So two different experiences, definitely very popular. So if that's something you want to experience, you want to definitely have your travel agent, me, online on that 180 a day to get that reservation. So that's what we're going to be doing today. We're going to be doing the sandwich and the soup, the Croque Monsieur and the French onion soup. So we'll start first with the soup to have that ready, and then we'll get to the sandwich. So we'll be back with all the ingredients you need for the French onion soup. All right, so let's start with the French onion soup. Obviously you need onions. This is about 3 pounds, like 6 or 7 really like decent sized onions, and you should be good. Chop them up. I like to use a mandolin, get some really thin. You're also gonna need a stick of butter, 1/4 cup of flour, tablespoon of thyme. What, Patches? What'd you say? Thyme. You wanna go for a walk? We'll go for a walk afterwards. Tablespoon of thyme. Now, honestly, the recipe said 3 tablespoons, but that seems outrageous. I don't want to have too much, so I'm going to do a tablespoon. I'll let you guys know how that turns out. If we need to add more, we will. 2 bay leaves. We need some Gruyere cheese, bread, French bread, but I went with sourdough. Honestly, I just like sourdough bread, so just my choice. But it's a French recipe, so you probably could use French bread. 3 quarts of broth. I've got 2 beef, 1 vegetable, just to mix it up a little bit, and of course salt and pepper. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna melt the butter with the onions, then we'll add the flour and the broth, salt and pepper, bay leaves. That'll give us our soup, okay? You're gonna use the cheese and the bread at the very end, so you don't need that right now, okay? So let's start with the pot over here that we've been warming up. We're gonna throw the butter and the onions in there. All right, so this is our Dutch oven. Like I've said before, I really like the Dutch oven for things that are gonna cook a while. This soup's gonna be cooking for about an hour. So that's gonna be good. So melt that stick of butter. After we melt the butter, we're gonna throw the onions in here, okay? All right, now that your butter's all melted, nice and hot, we're gonna throw in these onions. That's a lot of onions, but they're gonna kind of shrink down too. So let's just get those all incorporated in the butter, and then we're gonna cook them just until they get soft. Because again, this is gonna go for about an hour, but let's get it nice and soft. Now, don't know if you can tell. I'm not sure if you can tell or not, but these onions are really soft now. That's really what you're looking for. You want them to be super soft, not crunchy at all. Okay, and once you get to that point, about 5 or 10 minutes of stirring, let's go ahead and add in our salt, pepper, and our thyme. And then we'll stir that up.
Sorry.
And next we're going to do the flour. All right, once you got those your herbs incorporated, let's add our flour. Again, 1/4 cup, and we'll stir that around until it's all mixed up. And that's basically what's going to thicken the soup up, make it, a soup instead of broth. But get it all in there really good. You don't want to have any flour that's not incorporated into the onion mix before you add the broth. And then we're going to add our broth. I like to stir it when I'm doing it just so it doesn't keep it from clumping up all the flour that was in there. Now that's only one. I don't know if we're gonna need all 3 of these. We might just need 2. There's one vegetable. Let me put in the beef broth real quick and see how that looks.
Looks delicious.
We might not need all 3 of those. I think we're gonna be good with 2, to be honest with you. Maybe if we have more onions, but come on. Yeah, we're just gonna do 2 of these. All right, so get it to a boil. Let's throw in our bay leaves. Give it one more little stir. Then we're gonna put it on low for about an hour. All right, so we've got our soup cooking on the oven. That's going to take about an hour. So we're going to do our sandwiches, our Croque Monsieur, and assemble them. So it's kind of a there's several steps. First, we're going to make the cheese sauce, and then we're going to assemble them. And so for the cheese sauce, you're going to need some Gruyere and some Parmesan, 2 tablespoons of butter, 3 tablespoons of flour, salt, pepper, nutmeg. Okay. For the actual sandwich itself, we'll use the ham, sourdough or French bread if you want to do that, Dijon mustard, and more of the Gruyere cheese. So over here we got our pot started. We're going to make our roux, add our cheese. Oh, and I almost forgot. We need milk. 2 cups of warm milk. So you can either heat that up on the stove or you can, I just microwaved it for a few minutes. Don't want it boiling, we just want it warm. Warm milk, 2 cups of warm milk. All right, so melt the butter like always. All right, so once you got the butter melted, you need to add your flour. Then we're gonna stir that and make our roux. Once we've got that done, we'll add the milk. Once we add the milk, we'll add the cheese, a little salt and pepper, so on and so forth. All right, so you just want to constantly be stirring till you get that. You want to stir out all the dry flour. Get it all nice and wet, and then it'll cook down a little bit and get your roux. Then we're going to add the milk to that. Again, 2 cups of warm milk. Now, personally, I like to switch to a whisk at this point. I couldn't think of the name. You just want to get basically all the lumps out, all the flour. Alright, so once we got all of the flour and the milk incorporated, we're going to add our salt, pepper, and nutmeg. And then when we measure it, just a couple there. Couple there, like a little more pepper, dash of nutmeg. Whoop, there goes the lid. Stir that in, then we're going to add the cheese, all of the Parmesan and about half of the Gruyere. Okay, so let's get that in there. A little bit of a thick sauce here. There's a name for it, but I don't know what it is.
Fondue?
No, not fondue. A bruschelle or a there's a word for it. I should have looked it up before we started, but it's okay if it's thick like that.
We'll add it in the video.
Yeah, we'll edit it in. So once that's all melted and everything, just kind of put it off to the side because we're going to add it to the sandwiches once we start assembling them. Okay. All right. So once you got your cheese sauce made, we're going to assemble the sandwiches. What you're going to need now is your bread, mustard, ham, Gruyere, and then the sauce is over on the oven. Okay, so before you get that done, heat up your oven to 400, and if you've got a separate place to do it, your broiler, because we're going to put them in the oven for about 5 minutes. We're going to add a little more cheese on top, then we're going to broil it. Okay, so let's start. You get your 2 pieces of bread, and you can either just pop them in the toaster, or I like my handy dandy thing here. This is like the world's best grilled cheese maker. Let me tell you, I bought this little pan like 20. How old are you? You're 20.
I'm 20.
So like more than 20 years ago, and it's just lasted us so much. It's perfect for grilled cheese, tortillas, anything you need to toast it. And because we've had it so long, nothing sticks to it. It's great. So again, we're just going to toast those real quick. Give it a couple minutes, maybe like 3 or 4 minutes on each side. Okay. All right. So after about 5 minutes, maybe 2 or 3 minutes on each side, get them ready for our pan. Now you could do like 4 or 5 sandwiches at a time, but just for, for camera's sake, for camera work, we're just gonna do one right now. So we're gonna put some mustard on each, on the bread. Dijon mustard, or, this is actually like a brown mustard, but a Dijon mustard works good too. Okay. A couple slices of ham. I'm gonna do 3. Probably 2's enough, but what the heck.
Why not?
All right. Okay, so let's pour some of that sauce on top. Then we're gonna bake this at 400 for about 5 minutes. All right, so 5 minutes are up. That's nice and toasty. We're gonna throw some more cheese on top. Then we're gonna put it in the broiler for about 5 minutes. So we want that cheese to get super brown and best. This top oven is my broiler. I'm gonna put that in there for 5 minutes. Oh yeah. How's that look?
Amazing.
Oh yeah.
That looks.
All right, so we got the toast. Oh, good timing. Soup's ready. So we got our bowl there. Got that. Give me a second. All right. Oh, look at that. How's that look?
Delicious.
All right, so we're gonna spoon some of it. It's not as thick as I think it should be. That might be a little rookie mistake. But it smells good. All right, so we got our soup there. We're gonna put the toast on top of that. Okay. Then
I think it would look good if it's like that slanted.
Okay, cool.
Half in it, half not.
Ready?
Yeah.
And then our Gruyere. Then that's gonna go in the broiler for about another 5 minutes. Oh yeah. How's that look?
Amazing.
All right, let's check it out. Gonna be a little too hot to eat, but
Pretty to look at.
yeah. Okay, let's try this out. The Croque Monsieur. I'm probably saying croque wrong, right? Croque? Croque Monsieur. How's that look? Ooh, a little melty.
Yummy.
All right, let's try it. Taste test.
Okay.
I don't think this is the kind of sandwich you can pick up and eat.
You try first.
Okay, that I destroyed it.
It's okay as long as it tastes good.
Yeah, let's see. Okay, I think I just destroyed it, but
Wait, eat with it, yeah.
all right. What a mess. It's hot.
Yeah. Good.
That's really good.
Okay. I'm ready.
All right, let's see. You're gonna dip it in the soup? What? You're brave. That stuff is hot.
A little scared. Uh-huh.
It's hot.
Rightfully so. Actually, I do taste the thyme in there, but it tastes good.
It's good? All right. I'll try the soup out real quick.
It's very good.
Let me see if I can get a little piece of that bread and cheese there.
Just blow extra.
Oh God, look at that steam. I'm gonna burn my tongue.
Extra. I'll blow for you too. Worth the burn?
The time is just right. Maybe a little more, but definitely not 3 tablespoons. 3 tablespoons would have been way too much.
Yeah, I think it tastes really good.
That's a good flavor.
How's the bread taste?
The bread is good. And I think toasting it was good. You could probably have done the shredded cheese instead of the sliced cheese, but I think either way it's good. The soup is good. Maybe it could have been a little bit thicker, but it's good. That's solid, man. I think just the right amount of broth. We didn't need the 3 containers of broth. Just the right amount of time. Again, maybe we should have done the shredded cheese instead of sliced cheese, but I think it's still pretty solid. And that is the Croque Monsieur and the French onion soup from Be Our Guest. And if you want to check that out in person, I can book that trip for you to Walt Disney World. You just email me at lee@magicourway.com. Facebook, you can find me on facebook.com/Lastovica Travel. That's Lastovica Travel. On Instagram, you can find me at You Got a Friend in Lee Travel. So be sure and look me up in any of those places. Again, please subscribe, share, post, like, comment, all that stuff so we can get more exposure for the show. Check out the Magic Our Way podcast if you want to hear me and Kevin, Danny, and Eli just talking about Disney and stuff like that. So that's all for now, guys. Magic out.